I want to respond to this commenter who says, why are some people incapable of just not being bothered with things or people that they hate? Well, ma'am, thank you so much for asking that. And I fear that you have taken us back almost to where this post started from. And if you want to know the post that this came from and the post that that came from before that, just click on the post. The original post was about men who are being violent to other men and, sort of ganging up on a man when he's weak and defenseless and incapable and just sort of, jumping, a bunch of men jumping on their back when they're down and defenseless. And this is very similarly aligned with that, which is that, when someone feels traumatized by another person, it's not just the fact that like this person did something to me. It is like I want to enact punishment or retribution, like revenge and things like that, to get back at people that represent the person that I couldn't protect myself against, the person that I have this vitriol and hatred for, which I can't do all the things to that person that I really want to, but I'm going to do it to people who represent that person. So people who look like that person, who have similar traits or characteristics or personalities to that person. But more importantly, I'm going to do it with a group of people that I feel like I can have power over now that I'm in a position to do that. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. And, you know, this, this post has come from a man who says that, Black women are this, they're that, and they're just not good people overall. A Black man said this, that they're not good people overall. And, and this stems from his mother wound trauma. And there's still a little boy who is still very much angry or enraged with his mother. But for whatever reason, he's not able to um, have that exchange with her and say, "Mom, I'm angry. Mom, I'm pissed off," or even you know uh, allow that anger to manifest in the dynamics that is healthy and appropriate, such as walking away, such as going to therapy and working through those emotions. And when people don't do the work on that, that is when it becomes a scary thing. That is when people have those feelings of like, well, shit, I hate this group of people. And, I've seen it. And now my mother would, I get that confirmation every time a Black woman does something wrong. We're going to ignore the ones that do anything right. Every time a Black woman does something wrong, and I'm using it because that was the original example. Every time she does something wrong, then that is proof. That is proof that all Black women are bad, and that is proof of why I should hate them, and that is proof of why I should have this vitriol towards them. And when I have that confirmation, when I have that proof, every single time that rage that was meant for another person continues to grow and fester, and then we start to look at ways to enact on that rage through psychological violence, financial violence, sexual violence, physical violence, and we start to justify our own feelings and our own actions because we have confirmed through other things that we see. Never mind things that go against what we see. Like there's a good Black person, there's good Black people, there's other Black people of other races. We become fixated and we want to enact our rage and our violence on them in any way. And so we want to oppress that person. And the way that we can oppress that person is again through that psychological violence, that emotional violence, speaking things, trying to get a group of people So now I'm aligned. I'm married to someone who also says that. I have friends who also confirm that, yeah, Black women are bad. And so now what have we here? We have a group of people that hate Black women, that think that they're bad. They've done a lot of violent things, and a group of people that then begin to justify each other's actions. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's, and for some of you who can't grasp, that is the very foundation that things like racism was based off of. And, racism, the way that it's used today, is incorrect by and large. A lot of people will have you think racism is when you just have bias against a group of people, just, because of their ethnicity or what have you. That is not correct. Racism is having the prejudice, the bias, but also the ability to oppress a group of people. So, my if I have prejudice, like for example, if I don't like white people, I'm not racist against white people. And I'm just saying this as a hypothetical example. I can never be racist against white people in the United States because I don't have the ability. Dr. Jones does not have the ability to oppress white people. If I and so, but a white person can be a racist against me because they have the ability to oppress. They have the ability to take away my job. They have the ability to take away my livelihood, to change the trajectory of my life, to shut me out via standardized testing, to shut me out so that I can't get a home loan, to shut me out so I can't get medical care, to shut me out so that everybody at my job who is also white is against me, and now I'm in a hostile work environment because of it. So I do think that racism is being used a little bit differently, which I know this isn't what this was about, but this is how this kind of stuff starts, where I want to oppress someone. And so that is why people are capable of not being bothered, because I feel like I was wronged and I want to take my power back by trying to not just hate someone, but I want to oppress them, and I want to enact violence on them in any way that I can. And if I can get a bunch of people to join with me, the more the merrier. And I feel justified and vindicated in my actions. And there is no limit to the amount of violence that I can enact on that group of people. And that is where things get very dangerous and scary, unfortunately, for a group of people that are being marginalized and targeted and fixated on and, shouted at from the rooftops, where, they're joining forces with anyone and everyone that feels the same way. I hope that helps. Thanks so much.